Oh, hey everybody. Sorry I'm late. Traffic is a nightmare. What? No, I didn't get a new job at Home Depot. What the hell would make you say that? Hey there folks, it's me, Safari Sam, and today we're going to do what a lot of other animal YouTubers do and completely rip off Dr. Plants for 100 days. Now, I'm not going to name any names because I don't want to get, destroyed. But there are a lot of YouTubers out there that just straight up rip off Dr. Plants. There's a lot of Dr. Plants clone channels. And to be completely honest, I'm not even entirely against that. Dr. Plants is quality edutainment. It's great. It's great stuff. There's always room in this world for more edutainment. Always. But a lot of the people that rip off Dr. Plants, it's not really about the edutainment. I understand that people need to make money. I get that. But you see, a lot of these people that take Dr. Plants and do something else with it, they're not building upon it. They're not even really educating people. They're just... Are you sure I can't curse? Because this would be a lot easier to explain if I could say fuck. Anyway, I was sitting here thinking one day, you have all of these other YouTubers making tons of money just copying and pasting Dr. Plants. And honestly, Daddy wants a little bit of that change, so we're going to start ripping off Dr. Plants as well. Now, the first thing we're going to need to rip off Dr. Plants is comedy. You see, Dr. Plants does this beautiful, wonderful thing where he uses comedy to kind of punctuate a lot of educational facts about animals and plants and stuff. And when he does that, it kind of helps get people more interested in biology, zoology, and the environment, and also kind of aids with memorization as well. You remember the joke, you remember the fact. It's rather brilliant. But you see, the thing about Dr. Plant's ripoff channels is that they think the comedy is the important thing, and most of them are not funny. They tell a ton of jokes, and almost none of them land. And yet they get like 1 million views. What? Why would it be ironic or hypocritical to say that they're not funny? Wait, what are you trying to say about me? Also, it's mostly clear that Dr. Plant's animals are either captive bred or something from the wild that he's helping survive. I think he took down his wasp video where he relocated a wasp colony and helped it grow in his home, but then released it again. And at the time of recording this, his most recent public video is the one with the bees, where he helped a bee colony, but they also go back outside at the end. Now, if you're a Dr. Plants ripoff channel, you might not start off with his capital, right? So captive bred might not be an option for you. So what a lot of Dr. Plants ripoff channels do is they go out into nature and they catch stuff. And that's not always a bad thing. Like, I have an invasive... See this animal apartments right there by the television? In that is an invasive species that we caught in the wild. But it's a good thing to take invasive species out of the wild. But I can't bring myself to kill an animal with my own 2 hands. Except that damn dog. But, taking an invasive species out or something, or taking something out so that you can create a captive bred population, those are a bit more ethically sound. But a lot of these people, they just scoop up a bunch of stuff in their yard and throw it all in a vivarium and just watch them kill each other. And it's honestly barbaric. And also, I've been watching a lot of Dr. Plants ripoff channels and Dr. Plants for this. One of them went into a state park and took animals and sand and water out of a state park to use in the video, and filmed himself doing it. That is a crime. That is an actual crime. You need to check your local laws to make sure you're not breaking them. I checked to make sure that taking that lizard was not a crime. Alright? I googled it. I know people with licenses. I'm trying to get a license myself here. That is okay. And here, a lot of arthropods are okay to take in my state, but some other things, native reptiles, I cannot take those out of the wild. That is illegal here. I cannot take a native reptile from out there and put it in here. Illegal. But this guy just filmed himself doing it from a state park. I'm so positive that is not legal in any state in the US. There's also one other thing that all Dr. Plant's channels have in common, and there are exceptions to this, but God, they love AI art. They really love AI art. In the banner, the thumbnails, everything, they really love that. Dr. Plants obviously has Photoshopped thumbnails, which is great. That takes skill, or he pays someone to do it. The AI, it's just another shortcut. You don't have the capital to buy your own animals? Take them from the wild. You don't have the capital or skill for your own thumbnails? Take them from the wild. Or not take them from the wild. I guess AI is taking art from the wild internet and making it into slop, so I'm technically correct, right? Jerry? Dr. Plants has also had some moments with more dangerous animals. He's shown himself holding scorpions and holding tarantulas and other kinds of things, which in some ways isn't as dangerous as you think. It kind of depends on the scorpion, the tarantula, the handling methods, but he had wasps in his home, he had bees in his home. Those can sting. He has many things that can bite, etc. Things that are venomous, whatnot. And people seem to like watching that, and you can't blame them, because these are things that you typically can't keep as pets. But here's the thing, a lot of Dr. Plant's rip-off channels have kind of hyper-focused on that. And they're like, oh, here, let's take this dangerous animal and do something with it. I saw a Dr. Plant's rip-off channel, and after I got through all the AI, they took a rattlesnake out of the wild, which I'm not positive is legal in their state. They took this rattlesnake out of the wild and kept it in a vivarium for a video. That's really stupid. Rattlesnakes are actually pretty timid snakes. They really aren't that dangerous as long as you listen to them when they tell you to leave them alone. But to capture one, you're kind of doing the opposite of that, aren't you? It's kind of insane. I've also seen a lot of these channels take animals and pit them against each other, which is, I think, the wrong message to take from Dr. Plant's ecosystem videos. In the 100-day simulation ecosystem, blah, blah, blah. It's, yeah, some animals are killing and eating others, but it's part of the circle of life, right? It's that Elton John Gucci. It's that Hans Zimmer swag. They're taking those nutrients and that energy and moving it through the cycle. It's helping all the plants and animals. But I saw one channel. It's the same channel as the rattlesnake, actually, if I remember correctly. Take a big spider and a big centipede, or maybe it was a scorpion and a centipede, and just had them kill each other. That was the first video on their channel. What's the educational value in that? None. You just took two beautiful arthropods and made them kill each other. Their poop didn't fertilize any plants. It was in a little tiny container. That shouldn't even be allowed. It was censored in the video, but it was still there. It was still implying that that's an okay thing to do. It's insane to me. There was no point in that. They just put two venomous animals in a container until one killed the other. It made me legitimately sad. Arthropods are one of my favorite things on the planet. And well, some of these videos, I will admit, actually have some pretty creative ideas. Once again, I'm not against Dr. Plant clone channels as long as they are as ethical as possible and also are educational, like you can actually get something from them. I've seen some YouTubers pretend like they don't know things. They'll say a basic term and say, I don't know what that is, but here we go. And it's like, if you don't know what that is, why are you keeping this animal? Another thing is just stealing video concepts. If they aren't creative enough, sometimes they'll just do an exact video that Dr. Plants did. Oh, he simulated a desert for 100 days? I'll simulate a desert for 100 days. Oh, he made fun of his mother-in-law for 365 days? I'll make fun of my ex-wife for 365 days. And I know I make fun of my ex-wife, but I've been doing that for years. Now, the thing about these channels is also that they have pretty high production value most of the time, which is something I would really like, Jerry. There's an open bathroom behind me. That's not really high production value, so maybe this shouldn't be something I even point out. But the reason I'm pointing it out is they'll have really good shots and camera work and fantastic editing, honestly. Just really good editing, something that we don't have, Jerry. But behind all of that beautiful presentation is often just nothing. There's nothing there. I saw one video where they got a crocodile skink, and for most of the video they don't show the crocodile skink, and I inquired into the comments as to why they kept doing this skit about making their dragonfly. Oh, hey, we're gonna build some little wings and put them on a lizard and throw it, but obviously we can't throw our real lizard, so I'll put him on a paper lizard or something and throw it off my roof. And most of the video is just them making these craft wings, which is fine. I've seen little wings like that for sale as little costumes for crested geckos and bearded dragons at expos and stuff. But the video was supposed to be about this lizard, but it wasn't. It was about craft wings. And I actually commented on this one and called them out a bit more and was like, hey, what's up with this? Why even do this? It's just a craft video for wings. You want to make a craft video for how to make little Halloween wings for your lizard? That's totally fine. Do it. I encourage it even. Heck, that's a good idea. Write that down, Jerry. But you market this video as learning about the crocodile skink, which this was a really funny one because it was a rip-off of a video that another channel did, which is also a Dr. Plants clone. So he copied a clone of the guy that really inspired him, which was very funny. They had the same thumbnail with a different lizard and everything. I'm trying not to say, I'm really trying, because I don't want to be a drama guy, but Lord. Ugh. Anyway, I asked him why the crocodile skink wasn't in it, and he was like, oh, well, this species of lizard spends almost every second of its life hiding, which is true. But if that's the case, why do this video? If you can't get footage of the lizard, why just fill it with all this stuff nobody cares about to stretch it out to the 10-minute mark? For ads? Why? I mean, see, Dr. Plants, I'll get to this in another point, but maybe you could have just left a camera on the enclosure so you could see when it came out, and after you eventually compiled enough footage, make your video, or ask people for footage of theirs, or maybe even find some that you could pay for. Do a collab with someone who has more footage. There are many ways to do this. Also, I'm pretty sure this was the same guy that took stuff out of the wild illegally. Once again, all alleged. They just really want this nice editing, but they don't want to have any actual substance to the video. If it looks pretty, but there's no good information in it, what's the point? Now, the last thing that you have to do as a Dr. Plants clone channel is pump out as much of this content as you possibly can. You see, one thing that I actually really, really respect about Dr. Plants is that he takes his time. He very rarely uploads. I'm sure there's more going on Patreon or whatever. He's one of the few people on this site I actually would follow on Patreon. I'm sure there's stuff going on there, but that's different. He so seldom uploads, but when he does, it's a video that he has worked on for like a year straight. At least half a year. I mean, it is the highest production quality, the highest effort, the highest educational value. He's got all of it up to here. But these other channels, you see, they don't get their views from being the best of the best like Dr. Plants does. They get their views from filling the space between Dr. Plants videos. See, Dr. Plants takes so long to upload that people watch his stuff, and then because it's so high quality, they want more. But there isn't more. So where do they go from there? The knockoff channels. The ones with all the AI art. The ones that might not treat their animals as well as Dr. Plants does. There is evidence that he keeps the animals largely from his videos. And I know for a fact that many of these rip-offs make the video with these animals and then just give them away to like pet stores or zoos or something. And donating to a zoo and stuff is fine, but bringing these animals into your home, knowing that you're just gonna shove them away and abandon them to someone. Every live animal that I've kept in captivity, that I've showed you on this channel, I have kept until it died. I've kept until it passed away. Still have all those isopods, all those lizards, all those beetles, spiders. It's all still here. Because these animals deserve a good home. They're not props for a video. But these Dr. Plants knockoff channels, they just need to pump out content. And when you pump it out faster and faster and faster, but you have to show something different every time, you can't have that many animals. And that's another thing about these channels is they don't like to show the same animals a second time for the most part. I have made many videos about isopods. I have another isopod video coming up, actually. There's so many different things I can do with just one isopod colony. How to set up the colony, facts about the isopods themselves, a care guide, how to change the substrate, blah blah blah. A lot of this stuff could be great videos. A lot of little things that I've discovered, like the snake skin. That's very interesting. Not a lot of people knew that. I've been going around people at expos asking why I'm buying up snake skins. And it's like, hey, because my bugs love them. They eat them. They get calcium and protein from them. There's so much you can do with just one little animal. But the Dr. Plants channels, see, he doesn't reuse his animals for videos a lot. So they don't either. And I know I might sound like a hypocrite. Because I do animal videos with a tinge of comedy. This show started out as a comedy with no real animal facts and has evolved into some more edutainment as I have gotten a passion for this kind of thing. And there is comedy in my videos. I'm not saying the comedy's bad. I'm not saying that my taste in comedy is the only taste. I'm not saying that YouTube channels with animals are bad. But if you're gonna do it, you gotta respect your animals. You gotta try to do your own thing. I mean, you can take as much inspiration from Dr. Plants as you want. But if you're making videos in the style of Dr. Plants because you think it's gonna make you wealthy, and you don't care about these animals, or their care, or educating the people that watch your videos, there is no point to any of this. That being said, we're gonna rip off Dr. Plants for 100 days. Give me that money. I want that opera sponsorship. What? No budget for it? Jerry, we agreed on this months ago. Are you kidding me? I have like 4 terrariums set up in there growing plants for this stupid thing. Okay. So I guess we aren't going to rip off Dr. Plants. So I guess I'll just keep ripping off Steve Irwin instead. Well, that's it, everyone. Thank you all very much for your support. If you want to support this show, there's always Patreon, or like those dumb YouTube tips things from the first level of monetization. I don't know, man. B3 also has a store where you can buy things. A physical one here in Georgia, and like an eBay page or whatever. I don't really care anymore now that I know that we're not making this video. Can we at least use this footage? Yeah, okay. Anyhow, thank you all very much for your support, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now. What about Serpa Design, or like Leafy Street? Can we rip them off? I think they're pretty fair game.